So this is how you use the pocket hole jig. Comes with the attachments for the size drill bit you're going to use. Comes with some smaller ones for smaller drill bits. I think these are the biggest ones. I'm using with the big drill bit that it came with. You screw those in. Okay. Then you take your drill bit and you drop it down in one of them until it hits the wood. And then you take your collar, whichever one fits with your drill bit. There's smaller collars too. And then you get your depth, and then you tighten this down with the Allen wrench that it comes with. And that way when you're drilling through, the collar stops the bit from going too far into the wood. Then what I did is I didn't want the screw to be too, or the hole to be too, make the wood too thin down here, so I moved it up 3/4 of an inch, and I just used a piece of wood for a guide. And I also moved it over a 1/2 inch, and then I just do the same thing on both sides. So what I did is I just figured out where it's going to go, and I took my clamp and I got it ready, and then I just held this down, clamp that on there nice and tight. Take your drill bit, my clamps aren't that good, so I still hold on to it just in case, and I want one on each outside to 1/2 inch out, so I use this hole.
Now you used your own drill bit though, right?
This is the drill bit that it came with. This one, it seemed to tear up the wood a little more than I wanted it to, but it does have the guide on the end for your screw to go in which case mine doesn't. But the screw does still go in straight, so you don't really need that. But a little bit of sanding and you can clean it up anyways. So this is how it goes. You stick this in. I start it before it hits the wood, otherwise it'll grab the wood and move it around on you. That's it. Take your clamp off. That one actually looks pretty good. And then you can sand this down to make it look nice if you really care. I'm pretty particular about how my stuff looks. So then you take and do the same thing to the other side. I actually did it just laying it down. And so there you go. See where it stops, and you got your little guide in the middle. It leaves me with probably 3/4 of an inch of wood to then go ahead. I'm not actually going to mount this on my piece yet because I'm not ready to, but let's just say this was my piece. You should purchase some Kreg pocket hole screws in whatever length you need. These are 1.25 inches. They look like this. Those are what's recommended, and those are going to go down. And I don't have my drill with me. Pause it. So because I don't have a long enough clamp, I'm going to clamp this to my workbench, and then when I screw this in, I'm going to put it where it goes, and I'm going to just push in on this clamp so that my workpiece that I'm mounting it to stays in one place. And it didn't suck in all the way, so I just, while I'm pushing in, I would pull it out a little bit and then put it back in again. That's not supposed to happen. And you take your other one. Everybody else probably has a nice setup. I don't. But I'm doing this video because Amazon asked me to. You want to make sure that the bit that you use is big enough to get the head of your pocket screw in. Otherwise what will happen is when it gets down to here, it'll split the wood. So you got to make sure those holes are deep or big enough in diameter to get that screw in there. And then just make sure you got enough wood that's holding it to your piece. And there you go. It's not going to come off. That's how you use it.